What's up, Galv? Why can't you move?
Galvax took a few minutes to respond. Marlotta thought he was faking it, but Hugo could see the fear in Galvax's eyes, the new knowledge that something was wrong, but one couldn't quite figure out what.
The lower half of my body. I can't feel any of it.
Galvax said, quiet and scared.
Oh, please.
Marlotta said in disbelief.
Get up and stop being a child.
She slammed a foot down on Galvax's calves. Nothing. He didn't even flinch.
Oh my, Galvax, I'm sorry I got carried away.
Cried Marlotta.
I thought you were faking it, son. I'm so sorry.
Galvax didn't say a word.
Marlotta, I think you should take a walk.
Hugo's orders infuriated Marlotta. She wasn't used to taking the orders. She was the one who gave them. But unfortunately for Marlotta, Hugo was right. She was too frazzled to calmly assess the situation at hand, so she did as was told and took a walk. Hugo lifted up the back of Galvax's tunic to examine the recently inflicted wound.
Sorry, Galv. This will only take a second.
Galvax cringed in pain as Hugo forced the shirt out. Once removed, Hugo took a long look at the gash. It was bad. Real bad. In fact, he was surprised that Galvax was even alive.
So, I'm going to give this to you straight. Your spine is almost completely shattered, and it looks like that whip was imbued with some kind of poison. Your blood supply is starting to coagulate upon exiting your body. At this rate, if you don't seek medical attention, you could die via heart attack.
Galvax's pupils grew wide. He wasn't susceptible to most poisons. In fact, he nearly had an invulnerable immune system. So how did the demon know the exact poison to use against Galvax?
Hugo, no one except me, my mother, and one other person know of the one poison I'm vulnerable to.
I'm not worried about who did it. Is there an antidote?
Galvax pushed his pan aside and struggled to his feet, wincing and cringing with every movement.
Yes, there is, and the one person that has it is on the other side of the Hematic Audra.
We can't go there, though. Not without breaking the treaty.
Yeah, I know. That's the issue. Finding a quick way around the Audra before something bad happens to me.
Galvax fell to the ground, grabbing at his back.
Go find my mother. Tell her to prepare a horse for a long trip and that we're going to find the man with an antidote. She'll know what that means.
Okay, but what about you?
Just leave me here. My mother will know what to do. I'm leaving you and Chalice in charge while I'm gone. You're free to govern the village how you feel.
Thanks, Galv. I'll be back with your mother.
Hugo left his best friends and walked to Reggie's house to grab Kaitlyn and Reggie. He walked into the house to find it void of both those people.
Kaitlyn? Reggie? Where are you guys?
He called out. He examined the front of the house. Its shambled state saddened Hugo. He liked Reggie's house. Its design was different from the other buildings throughout the village. Hugo looked around some more and noticed a window that was missing from its frame. He walked over to examine the hole, only to come across the people he was looking for. They were prodding around the crevice the demon made in the ground, almost as if gathering research about it. Hugo jumped through the window and landed next to the pair.
Guys, it's time. The mission is a go.
Kaitlyn and Reggie both stopped investigating.
Huey, was that giant beast all part of the plan?
Yeah, it was.
Wait. Attacking the village was part of this assassination mission?
Yeah, it was. Look, can we just focus on one thing at a time? I'm trying to find where Marlotta went. Kaitlyn, can you find her and tell her that Galvax said we're going to the man with the antidote?
Yeah, I got you. No probs, Huey.
She smiled and sped off to find Marlotta. Hugo pointed to Galvax.
You see Galvax over there?
Yeah, I do. What happened to him?
That's not important. Look beyond him. You should see a scraunchy man, kinda looks like a mole, with a pair of very loose goggles on his forehead.
Reggie squinted his eyes, but couldn't find what Hugo was describing.
I don't see a man with a pair of goggles, but I do see a man with a hood hiding in the bushes with a very cool-looking crossbow.
What?
He knew what that meant. Kimzo didn't do his job, and Kimzo had to fill in.
No! Damn it! I told them specifically what to do and who needed to do it. Reggie, you keep Galvax's focus away from the bush. I'll be right back.
Hugo sprinted around the circumference of the village center, trying his best not to be seen by Galvax. Reggie went into action as well, asking as many questions as he possibly could to distract their leader. Hugo rounded the last building before the bush and dove into it, pulling Kimzo from its foliage and putting him into a chokehold.
What the hell are you doing so close to the village?
Kaitlyn zoomed past the destroyed weapons guild hall and found Marlotta leaning up against its outer wall. Head hung low.
Marlotta, I've been looking for you everywhere. Galvax has a message for you. He said, "We're going to the man with the antidote."
Marlotta snapped her head up. She knew what that meant. She had to leave the village.
Xavier.
She said quietly to herself.
What?
Oh, nothing. Come on, help me get a horse ready.
Kaitlyn and Marlotta prepared a horse and got Galvax.
Listen, Kaitlyn. Keep an eye on Hugo for me.
What? Why?
I think he's up to something. I don't know what it is, but something doesn't sit right with me. Think you could watch him for me?
Kaitlyn thought about Marlotta's request. She knew Hugo was doing something that would normally be frowned upon, but wasn't sure how that affected Marlotta.
Yeah, I'll watch him for you.
Thanks, Kaitlyn.
Marlotta took off on her horse. Kaitlyn went to find Hugo and Reggie.